All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Loami Christian Church. My name is Anthony Bliss. I'm just thrilled that you have chosen to join us this morning for our live service, Church Online. We really do want to know who all's joining with us this morning, so go ahead and head to the comments below and let us know that you're here, and also let us know who's watching with you, because that really helps fill out the experience for us. I know there's a lot of people in our church family who are watching right now, but because you're watching on someone else's device, we won't know you're here. So we want to know who all's here this morning. It just makes us feel like we're all together a little bit when we can't physically meet. So head to the comments and take care of that stuff. Also, if you would, take a quick second and share the video. And you can like it too. That also helps with the algorithms on Facebook too. Help more people to see it. So if you like it, you can do that a couple different ways. On our website, there's some gray buttons below the video. One's for email, one's for text. You can text and send an email to anybody you want to invite. Or if you're on Facebook, you can just hit the share button. And there's all kinds of ways to take care of that on Facebook. You can share it a dozen different ways in messages or start a watch party, whatever works for you. But I just can't help say this enough. There has never been an easier way to invite people to join you in church. We might be limited from coming to our building, but the power of sharing the message of Jesus has actually been multiplied exponentially through this series of events that we find ourselves in. One thing that's interesting that I discovered this morning, and I promise I'm going to try to not overdo it. I got so tickled when I found this out earlier. The program that I'm using to live stream has sound effects. So if I, want to, act like I'm, really doing a great job, I can. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I can. There's the applause. If I, say something exciting like "Welcome to Church Online." Party horn. Oh man, there's a couple of good ones here. Just if I tell a good bad dad joke, right? Oh man, these are so great. I'm tickled, but I'll try not to use them. I'll try my best. I really will. Those crack me up though. Now, as far as the experience this morning, again, we'll be here about an hour, probably a little less than that. But I do want to let you know that if you're newer, if it's your first time or 10th time somewhere in there, if you've only discovered us since we started doing church online even, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. We're glad that you decided to join us this morning. Now, we don't want this just to be like a sit at the movies and watch a thing or just Netflix a show. We don't want it to be just you consume content. We want this to be a participatory relationship. And so we'd love for you to jump in the comments, participate as much as you are comfortable doing. I will say though that one thing we're not okay with is you not making progress in your spiritual journey. Now, if you're just comfortable watching right now and learning about Jesus and what we believe, that's great. That's forward progress. But at some point, we want to begin a relationship with you. And the way that we can help with that way that we can help you do that is by this making opportunities for us to to know you. And so the way that's best for us right now is by you filling out our digital connect card. We have I put that in the link in the Facebook comments a few minutes ago, and I've pinned it, so it should be pretty prominent there on our website. There's right below the video. If you're watching loamicc.com/live, it just says connect card. You click that button, you fill that out. That just lets us know that you're here and you're ready to make some progress in your spiritual journey. And we're not going to be pushing you in that. We just want to help you with whatever steps you're ready to take. So you fill that digital connect card out. It's a super short form, and I'll be following up with you just to help you with that. So that's the digital connect card. Really would encourage you to fill that out. Now, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment and just say Happy Mother's Day to all you awesome moms out there. For those of us who are not moms, and even those of you who are, we probably have to admit, most of us would probably be dead if it were not for our mother's loving, caring protection over us through our lives, and sometimes even into adulthood with the advice and guidance that they give us. I also want to take a moment and offer my sympathies to anyone who is missing their mom today, because either you can't be with them because of the stay-at-home orders, or maybe because your mom has gone ahead to be with Jesus. I can't imagine how hard that must be for you. But one thing I do know is seeing her face again is going to make your entrance into heaven just that much sweeter. Now, if there are any kids watching this morning, I want your help to celebrate Mother's Day. So here's what I want you to do. Any kid who's watching, I want you to draw a picture of your mom. Draw a picture of your mom, and then have your mom or dad take a picture of you holding your drawing, and they can text that to the number that's on the screen, 217-694-6027. So go ahead, draw a picture of your mom. Have your mom or dad take a picture of you holding your drawing. Send that in. I'm going to make a Facebook album as we go this morning. Excuse me. Facebook album as we go this morning. Now, I do think that kids' artwork is probably one of my favorite genres of art in the entire world, and specifically kids' drawings of their parents. I just absolutely love watching kids try to put their picture of mom and dad on paper. This week, James was drawing a picture of my wife, Abby, and as he was drawing it, he was looking around for the right skin-toned marker, and he couldn't find one. So he just thought, well, mom's favorite color is blue. I'll just make her skin blue. And it was so great. I got like the Smurf version of my wife. So kids, start drawing, start texting those pictures in to the number on the screen. Another thing we're going to be doing this morning is we're going to take communion together. That is an incredibly necessary part of our service. That's going to be after the sermon, though. But if you want to go ahead and get your communion supplies ready, I would recommend that. Today, I'm using what we use when we have a meet in person, is the tiny communion cracker. I don't even think I can get that close enough for the camera for you to see. So whatever you have is helpful. Slice of bread, crackers, whatever juice you have on hand, and we'll do that after the service. Secondly, we are going to pray together as a church family. So if you have any prayer requests you would like to for us to pray for at the end of the service, I'm going to put a link on the Facebook page now, or if you're on our website, loamicc.com, you can scroll to the bottom of the page and there's a form to fill out. And that link I just dropped in Facebook, that'll actually take you to our website, so you can scroll down and fill that out as well. The other thing we are going to be doing, we're going to be doing, but I would encourage you to try this morning. Again, I like doing things together while we're here in this time when it's live. I just, even though we're not together physically, there's something powerful about us participating together in this event. And one of the ways we do that is through our giving, through offering. And there's a couple ways that you can give. You can give online, loamicc.com. There is a picture at the bottom of our website. Actually, that's not even that's an outdated graphic. Let me grab the other one, the newest one, and drop that in here because we were able to change it from that little person that you can't really figure out what that guy looks like. I don't have it ready yet. I thought I made it and I didn't save it. That little stick figure guy. It actually is just a little circle now that says give. It's on our website. and you just click that. It'll open the giving page. If you're on our website, there's actually a button below the video that says give your offering online. Or if you would prefer, you can mail checks to the church any day of the week. That's Loami Christian Church, P.O. Box 258, Loami, Illinois 62661. So you can just do that there. And, we just are so grateful for the generous gifts that people have been given. It just helps us to keep doing ministry in this digital age and kind of investing in what this is going to look like and what we can make of it, and helps us to resource you. That's one thing I'm going to try to keep doing more in the future, is try to provide more resources for you to own your spiritual growth and to help anyone else in your circle to grow spiritually. So that's something exciting as well. And it's so exciting, in fact, that I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. So I think that's all the things that we're going to talk that we needed to cover before we get to the sermon. We're going to start a new series today called Christians in the Time of Corona, because I think we need to know how we respond to this situation from the perspective of our faith. We can't miss the fact that as Christians, the primary driving force of every word we say and decision we make has to come from a point of being a Jesus follower. We can't miss that. And so that's what we're going to be talking about for the next several weeks, and I'm really excited to go ahead and get started on that series. Well, today we're going to start a brand new series called Christians in the Time of Corona. And what we're going to do is we're going to specifically look at how we choose to react in a season like this, where there's so much pain, so much struggle, so much confusion. Now, if I had known this little season that we're in was going to be a long season that we were in, I probably would have done something like this before the series I did on rest. But I'm really glad I didn't do this earlier, because at the beginning, when this all started, we really only had two major reactions. There was shock and fear. What's going to happen? I don't know how to handle this. Like, that's just kind of the majority of what we were going through. And now that we've settled in a little bit, we're starting to see a much greater range of emotions coming out of this and reactions to the pandemic. Now, the first thing that we need to understand about something like this and how we react to it is there's just really no good way to adequately prepare for something like this. I mean, that's why everybody's been scrambling, okay? No one in our lifetime has encountered a situation like this. That's why the church, we've been like going, what are we going to do? How are we going to do online church? There was a lot of that going on. Restaurants are doing that. Your workplace is doing that. That's just the nature of something like this. Tragedies and those blows in life, they just kind of catch us off guard. And I think that, we kind of tend to see things like this, problems and just bad things, hardships, seasons, pains, whatever they are, tragedies. We tend to think of those as things that happen to other people, not to us. Yes, they're terrible and they're awful, but that's always something that somebody else has to deal with. And so not only are they hard to prepare for, but we kind of tend to fail to prepare for them. So when life is good, when things are going well, we don't do a very good job of preparing ourselves for seasons of pain. We don't do a good job in life when things are normal and fine. We don't do a good job of building a framework for how we're going to approach those worst moments and seasons of life. I think when things are going okay, when we think of struggle or adversity or things like that, we tend to think of the great stories that we've heard over time. If you're a Bible person, maybe you think David and Goliath. Oh, David had this huge problem, this giant standing in front of him. How was he going to do it? Well, he just trusted God, picked up a couple of smooth stones and buried one of those in Goliath's forehead, and he overcame the obstacle. David emerged victorious and better for it. The obstacle actually made his life story better. We kind of think of these big, grand stories, whether it's movies, books, or scriptural stories, whatever it might be, because most good stories, that's kind of how they unfold. There's some obstacle, some conflict in the middle that the good guy, the main character, has to overcome, and they always emerge victorious and better than before. And we just kind of think, if that ever happens to me, we'll be the same way. We'll overcome, We will rise above. We'll survive. All that stuff. I think of when it comes to movies. Anyway, I love movies. I thought of the Rocky movies, right? In the first Rocky movie, which, by the way, if this spoils Rocky for you, I don't feel bad. You've had, you know, 30 years to see them. They're way older than me. At least a few of them are. And so, like Rocky in the first movie, he's a nobody. Okay, nobody's heard of this guy, and all of a sudden he gets this fight with like the champ, right? And so Rocky starts training, and they do, like they do in every Rocky movie, there's a training montage, and it ends with him climbing these huge steps in Philadelphia, and he puts his hands in the air. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Maybe that's too much for you. Maybe that's not exactly what you were thinking. But yeah, that's kind of what we tend to think when we think of Rocky, right? Yeah, right there. Boom, victory. That's how we're going to handle it. Everything's going to be great and awesome and wonderful, and we're going to rise above. In Rocky 3, Rocky's like feeling all cocky because he's the champ now, and he gets whooped on by Mr. T. Like, really whooped on, and then he's like, oh no, awful bad things, I can't win anymore. And then the guy who was the bad guy in the first two movies comes along and trains him and gets him back on his feet, and again there's this training montage, and they're running along the beach, and Eye of the Tiger starts playing, wow. And so it's really epic and it's awesome. And in these movies, Rocky tends to win, and Rocky overcomes, and Rocky's the good guy who comes out on top and stronger for it just about every single time. And so when we think of adversity, we tend to think of things like that. We're just going to overcome it. Like every story we've ever heard, all the movies we've watched, we will rise above. And so that's a couple movies I thought of. How about in the comments, you let me know of a movie that plays out similarly like that, that you love, okay? Could be maybe the latest set of Avengers movies, okay? Infinity War and Endgame were a masterclass in that type of storytelling, right? Could be anything. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite movie about overcoming adversity where somebody does that? But the problem with seeing a situation like this, a pandemic or something, kind of approaching it with that, we will, just get through this together, everything's going to be fine mentality, is that life isn't a movie. And sometimes instead of rising above, when we get into a painful season like this, we don't step up. We kind of get overcome with fear or anxiety. I know that's many of you, you're scared of this. You got health issues and you